In all the videos so far, I've been trying to explain to you what a function is. In this video, I'm going to give you a summary. So a function, there are lots of ways of visualizing a function. One way is to visualize it as a line graph. A function, if you draw a vertical line on a function, it will only intersect one point. Okay. If you have a line that gives you something like this here, you see this here is not a function because there exists a vertical line where here you've got more than one intersection here. So this here is not a function. Okay, so hang on, let me give you some more examples. So here, looking at this here, hang on, looking at this graph here, this here is a function because no matter where the vertical line is, here you've only got one intersection, one intersection, one intersection, one intersection, one intersection. So this here is a function. Okay. This one here, the one on the right hand side here, if you draw a vertical line here, so far so good, so far so good, so far so good, so far not so good. Here you've got 3 points here. Okay, so this here is not a function. And another way of looking at visualizing a function is to visualize it in this way here. Now, the domain is what you can put into the function and it still makes sense. So most of the time, you can visualize the domain as being the x-axis. It's what you can put into the function. And then whatever you put into the function, so if you put this value here, let's say 101 here, it would take you up to here. And then here this would then it gets translated to your, well, it gets translated to this point here. Okay, so the range is what you can put in into the function, but then the range is, well, the range in this case here, the range would be this, because no matter what you put into this function here, it would take you to a value that is within the range. So it has to be within this range here. So here in this case, the range would be from here all the way to here, because no matter what value, suppose you put -3 in here, you see it would take you to this point here, but this point is within the range. Okay, so the range in this case is well, it's this. Just suppose this is a function. In this case, the range here would be from here and then maybe here. So whatever x value you put into here, it must fall within the range. Okay. Well, anyway, let's say this point here. Hang on. Let's say this here is 3. The level, the y value here is 3. Let's just say that. Okay. Let's just say this point here is at A. This point here is at B. This point here is at C. The x value is C. Okay, so when you put C into this function here, it will take you to a 3. So when you come to this is just another way of visualizing it here. So here you've got A here. So A is within the domain here. Okay, B here and C here. Okay, well, if you put A into the function f of x here, if you put A into it, it will take you to 3. Because look at this. If you put A, so this is f of x here. If you put A into here, it will take you to the number 3. So it gets mapped to 3. If you put B into this function here, if you put B into this function here, it will map you to the number 3. Okay. If you put C into this function here, it will map you to the number 3. So this one here, it will map you to here. Let's say if you put D, let's say D is in here. Let's say D is here. Okay, this is D. Then D will get mapped to, I don't know, let's say -10 here. So -10. So if you put D into it, it will get mapped to -10. Okay. Now if you look at a non-function, let's say this here is at A here. Now this here, let's say is 2, and well at A here, if you draw a vertical line here, it will intersect here, here, and here. So let's say this point here is at 3. This point here is at 7. Let's just say that. So if you look at the domain A, if you put A into the function, let's call it g of x. Well, I can't really call it a function because this is not a function. Okay. So here 2, 3, let's say 4, let's say 7 here. Okay, 7 here. You see, looking at this thing here, if you put a into this g of x here, it could take me to a, if you put a into there, it could take me to a 2 here. Okay, so a could get mapped to a 2, and then if you put a into this g of x thing, it could get mapped to 3. So a could also get mapped to 3 here. If you put a into this thing here, then it could also get mapped to 7. So a here, well, you can see a function will only have one thing coming out of it. Whereas in this case, this is not a function here. You've got 3 things coming out of it. So this here is not a function. This is just another way of visualizing a function. This is another way of visualizing a function. Okay. I will do part 2 after this.